Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here and
Brad.
Worn Out Brad.
Oh, man.
We have been some busy people our weekend, which is, Sunday and Monday for us. I'm going to clean my glasses because I can't see nothing. Whew. But we have been busier than anything. Yesterday wasn't real super busy, but today has made up for it. Right, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yesterday we ground. Let me do the date. It is August 20th, 2018, Monday evening at 6:25 p.m. And let's do the weather. 87 degrees, feels like 96. High today was 91, the low 75, partially cloudy. 20% chance of rain. Humidity is at 68%. Wind is 7 miles per hour from the southwest. Air quality is good at 25, and the sunrise was at 7:07 a.m. The sunset was 8:13 p.m. And for tomorrow, pretty much the same, 50% chance of rain, scattered thunderstorm. So there you have it. It is starting to cool down a little bit. It's getting more into, I guess, fall. And our fall actually won't really see too many leaves turning and stuff until about November.
And I've noticed that different parts of the year leaves fall.
Well, yeah, different species of trees
Yeah.
and stuff. So, there's always something in bloom here in Florida. There's always something,
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You do get some of the fall colors, though, in November.
We do. But it's not like the fall we would see in Wyoming, where
No.
every deciduous tree would lose their leaves.
Yeah, no. It's just, so yesterday you guys knew that we ground a whole bunch of beef roast, and we ground a whole bunch of pork roast, and to make sausage. And that's what we've been doing today. We made our ancestors proud today, guys. And I know, and for those that are vegan, I respect your choice, just like I know you respect our choice. And, I come from a long line of ranchers, and Brad comes from a long line of, well, your grandfather hunted wild pig in Hawaii, with just a knife. And till he got a little bit older, then he decided to use, a gun. And but they all talked about making sausage. And my grandfather, his grandfather, so we made our grandparents very, very proud. Our grandfather very proud. We made about 3-4 pounds of beef.
Probably
basically
about
broth.
5 pounds of beef.
Yeah, and then how many?
About 7 pounds of pork.
Yeah, and that was with the natural hog casings and the whole bit. That was all trial and error, and we did this all together. We make a good team, and so I started soaking the pork casings, with packed in salt. I started soaking those, followed the instructions on the bag, and while I was doing that, we had gotten in a bunch of KitchenAid attachments and stuff today. And we got in the Pour Shield. If you guys don't have a Pour Shield, those are so nice to sit on your KitchenAid bowl. It makes it so much easier pouring stuff in. And it's also got, kind of a guard all the way around except for right in back. So that's nice. You don't get, a bunch of ingredients up. And also, I got in, it's called kind of a scraper beater. I'm not sure what is it called. I'd have to look it up. I will look it up real quick. And it scrapes the sides of the bowl as you're working, and that is so nice. That is so very nice. It's the Flex. Let's see, the Flex Edge beater for the tilt head stand mixers, and it is right there. including the price, and it's very well worth it. Stuff mixed so very nicely. And let's see. This is the Shield Guard. Let's see, what's it called? The pouring shield for the KitchenAid. And that is really, really nice. Very well worth the price too. While the reason I'm telling you guys is I made blueberry muffins. I use a cake mix because I read a long time ago that if you want, honey, can you get him out of there?
Come on, Charlie.
If you want
Come on, Charlie. Go.
your muffins to kind of be like you buy from the bakery and stuff, you use a cake mix. So I bought a cake mix and we had frozen blueberries. So I just let him be there, hon. He's just scared. It's thundering and he's scared.
Oh, okay.
And so I made the jumbo blueberry muffins, and I also made brownies. I just bought a simple brownie mix, and then I used the 99 espresso. I used a fourth cup of that. I used a half a package of the white chocolate chips, and about probably a half, maybe, probably about a third a cup of shredded flaked coconut. And for the brownies, I don't know how they turned out. We haven't tried them yet. I threw all that stuff in the oven, and while we were doing other stuff, they baked and pulled them out, covered them. We did have a couple muffins, because we didn't ever eat any lunch, honey. Huh?
Oh, we did.
We never ate any lunch. So anyway, we mixed up. We ground. Did we grind? We did grind. We didn't grind the beef and the pork yesterday. We did it this morning.
Yeah, we did this morning.
I don't know why I thought we did it yesterday, because we're waiting for the grinder to come in. This is the grinder that came in for the KitchenAid. So we ground it, and then I put on, gloves, and we put a bunch of spices. We threw in like everything in the world. No, we didn't, but I put in hot sauce, Cajun seasoning. I don't know. We put in garlic, onion. All kinds of stuff. Smoked paprika. The list goes on and on. And we did make a patty of each kind of sausage to taste to see how the seasoning was. And we cut way back on the salt. Any recipe that, unless you like it really, really salty, any recipe that we found for sausage like this called for an ounce of salt. And it's like, I think, what did we put? 3 teaspoons?
Yeah.
One recipe called for 5 teaspoons. We put 3.
Yeah.
And so we massively cut down on the salt. But that was, we split a patty each just to see how it was, and it was real good.
Well, and one of the things we did is when we were up at Piggly Wiggly a few weeks ago, they had hams, smoked hams, for dirt cheap. 77 cents.
Yeah.
And
we picked one up for his, for lunch meat.
Yeah. And Teresa had the brilliant idea about saving, because those, especially I think we got the shank portion, and especially the shank portion, they've got a real thick layer of fat on them. And when I was trimming it up for, I was trimming off the fat so I could cut the rest up for sandwiches, and Teresa had the brilliant idea of saving that fat for making sausage. And we had about 2 pounds of ham fat, and I used a little over a pound with a little over 4 pounds of beef,
which made it right at 20%.
Yeah, and
fat.
Then I used about 3/4 of a pound on almost 6 pounds of pork.
Yeah.
But the pork, it was one of the pork butts, so it already had quite a bit of fat in it. And So I think it's, it was nice because when we fried those patties, there
wasn't hardly
there
any
was
oil.
enough fat to hold them together.
Yeah, but
yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of fat in the skillet when we were done.
So I mean, and then after that, we put everything. We cleaned everything up, put everything in the fridge, including the casings that were then soaking in water. Took a nap. Kind of let those spices all kind of marry together and have a dance. And
they did.
Yeah. And then I started working with pork casings, rinsing them out, opening them up, and never have we done. I have never done sausage in a hog casing. Have you?
I tried it. I tried it once, and I just.
Well, we tried it once.
Yeah.
In Wyoming, and it just
didn't work. Yeah. And that was the only time.
We didn't really have the right attachments or anything, and it was a catastrophe.
Yeah, it was.
So, but this worked. I mean, it was a lot of trial and error and stuff, but we had a good time, and so we've got everything out. We have 4 shelves, and we have an electric smoker. That's a small one, I think it's called Little Chief or something like that.
Something like that.
And we have 4 shelves. We have all of that out smoking right now and stuff. That's why Charlie was sniffing at the back door, honey.
Yep.
And so we got all that smoking. I did a ton of dishes. And then Brad was cleaning up stuff. KitchenAid got a workout today.
Yes, it did.
And then we're going to make tacos for dinner. And then I went in and folded a bunch of laundry and made beds and stuff. And just been a good day, though. I mean, we're tired, though. I need him to go back to work so I can rest. Because usually by the time Brad gets back to work on Tuesday, I'm kind of sitting here going, because I'm just like, oh, my God. And I think he's, needs to rest up, too. I don't know. We just try to make the most out of the time we have.
Yep.
And sometimes I feel like I don't get to spend enough time with him, but it's like you just got to sometimes you just have to decide that whatever else you had planned that day, it doesn't matter. You're just I didn't plan on helping him with the sausage. It came with the attachment on the grinder, it wants to kind of buck the whole machine and spin off. And that is one of the design flaws. And our pieces are all metal. And I know some of the newer ones are plastic. We didn't want plastic either. And I'm going to watch some videos to see if there's probably something you can do to make it better. But you just have to really hold on to it. So, and I didn't mind. One of my favorite things to do is get out in the kitchen with Brad and cook. And we enjoy cooking together. And,
yeah. Yep.
And, so yeah, that's what we've been doing all day.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was nice.
And you didn't tell them that one of the things that we're making the tacos, we're using the beef sausage.
Yeah, we're using the beef sausage, which I made spicy anyway. And it's got just a little bit of a kick, so you get that little, kind of buzz on the end of your tongue, but you don't get, holy mother of God!
Yeah.
So, so yeah, we're going to use some of that, and I almost said, do you want to use some hamburger with it? Well, that's kind of redundant, isn't it? I mean, we just ground up a couple beef roasts, and, so yeah. So that's what we plan on doing, and I had a lot of fun.
I did too.
And we got the kitchen all cleaned up, the dishes done, and
yep, the links are smoking now.
Links are smoking now, and we had a couple little catastrophes. First of all, we're like little 12-year-olds, right? Because you got to rinse the casing, you got to rinse the casings inside with hot water and stuff, kind of make them untwist and open up and stuff. Well, then. Like I said, never worked with them before. I'm trying to put them on the, probably the sausage feet, the stuffer feet. And it's kind of sticking. And Brad said, well, you kind of need to, kind of almost like bunch them up like you would almost kind of like pantyhose, you know. And then as it feeds through, it you know, just kind of it gets longer, you know. So anyway, we're like little kids because that's sticking. And I'm like, okay, we need oil. I gotta oil it, you know. And then you're like oiling it, and of course Brad starts laughing, and we're dumping oil in the casing. We finally got about the last 2 great big links that we did. We actually knew what we were doing, but there were a couple that split open, and it was just pooping out sausage everywhere. You know, so yeah, it was fun. I mean, some of my fondest memories growing up is like my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, and I, and my aunt. Well, my aunt usually didn't get into any kind of, she didn't can or anything like that. You know, but we'd all be over making either like egg noodles, you know, the old German egg noodles, and like every surface, every chair would have the newspaper over the back, and you would hang the noodles, you know. And I mean, my great grandmother could cut those noodles just exact. And or we'd be making pies, or else, and that's the first time I remember having pie crust where you put some butter and cinnamon and sugar and throw them in the oven. And or we'd be canning, or that kind of stuff. Or my grandparents would go to Oregon, you know, once a year, once every 2 years. Grandpa loved to fish, and he would get a bunch. He would get a bunch of salmon, bring it home and smoke it. He had an old refrigerator he converted over into a smoker. That whole garage always smelled like smoked salmon, and you know, and so we'd all be over doing that, you know, and you know, all just eating salmon and having fun and stuff, you know. And but that's some of my fondest memories is, and I've always loved that. And I'm glad that I have a spouse that likes to cook also, and so that's what we do. And I prefer our homemade sausage over what we buy any day. And you know, and I'm just thinking there's so many different varieties we could do. What that stuff you call them? Boudin? What's it called? Boudin. Boudin.
But it's a sausage.
Kind of a sausage, rice. How do you spell it? Do you know?
B-O-U.
Wait.
B-O-U.
O-U.
D.
D.
I don't know if it's A-I-N or just
Boudin.
A-N.
I-N.
Okay.
Boudin sausage. Authentic. Let's see. Recipe. There we go. Now we're going to find out. Is everybody ready? Everybody ready? Okay. Let's see. Cajun.
But
everything
I know
around here is Cajun. Let's see.
In New Orleans.
And yeah. And let's see. It's Cajun is unlike the French. Let's see. Cajun is more like meat stuffing packed in a hog casing and poached, grilled, or smoked. And since you grind everything, it's a fantastic way to use wobbly bits like livers, gizzards, and hearts. I ain't doing that if it's pork.
No.
Sorry. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Doesn't really say. The sausage can be mild or very spicy with lots of vegetables, usually a trinity of onions, celery, and green pepper. Or a few, red with paprika or just humble gray. The point is, everybody makes boudin differently, and I'd be insane to claim that my recipe is definitive. So it doesn't say.
Yeah,
It can be made with meat or seafood. Crawfish are as good as pork, in my opinion. So you use what you have in your freezer or fridge and have fun with it. And if you don't want to make case boudin, roll it into balls, bread it, and fry it for the ultimate Cajun party treat.
Yeah, see, I thought it had salt in it, or I mean rice in it. Oh, yeah.
Maybe the French version does.
Well, this one, pork shoulder, pork liver, onion, celery, chili peppers, jalapenos, clove, garlic, salt, black pepper, white pepper, cayenne pepper, chili powder, white rice, parsley, scallions, and sausage casings.
Yeah, just like the emeralds, is kind of the same as what you about the.
Yeah.
Of course, he's not putting liver in it.
Yeah.
He's 2.5 pounds of pork butt, and a pound of pork liver.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it'd be okay. Let's see. 6 cups of medium grain rice. And some vegetables. You know, just talk about putting some onion. Well, we have some onion flakes in the pork.
Yeah.
But we were just talking about, I said next time we ought to put some bell pepper and onion and stuff.
Yeah. Well, when I made the linguiça the other day, I used, minced up the jalapeno.
I'd like to do that. I'd like to try that next time that we make the sausage. I'd like to put like celery, onion, and bell pepper, and even some little bit of mushroom, and then put some rice and we can make our own. You don't need to go buy it. Do you?
No.
We love to cook, as you can tell.
Yeah.
We're never going to be skinny because we love to cook, you know. And the funny thing is, like I said, is I bake that stuff because traditionally I'll bake stuff on Sundays. You guys know that. I didn't yesterday because I knew that I had coming in the pour shield and the scraping beater. And I've been wanting those for about 3 years.
I know.
Ever since I watched our half-acre homestead, watched her use, especially the scraper beater.
Okay.
And so I didn't bake yesterday.
But you did today.
I did today.
And as soon as you're done talking with them.
And then I painted last night, and I will show you guys later. But those terracotta pots turned out nice. And I just got in my varnish. I don't know if I'll get around to varnishing or not tonight. I'm pretty tired. So is Brad. And I did pour the wooden box. I did do a pour of, I sprayed it with my air sprayer, black, just a base coat. And then I did black, white, gray, and then metallic silver. And then I did a little bit of pearl white on, I did an acrylic pour over that whole thing and the lid and stuff. I think it turned out really nice. I'm really excited about that, and then I'll have to varnish it all and stuff. Making some stuff for our house.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
About time.
I didn't get anything listed. I showed you guys yesterday. I did not get that stuff listed. I'm not going to get it listed tonight because I am tired and stuff. And I'm hoping maybe I'll actually go to sleep at a decent hour because I got up. How long were you up before you came in and told me?
It was
maybe an hour?
It was maybe 9:30 at the latest.
But how long had you been up?
Since 8.
So, I mean, that's pretty early for me. And the thing is we did have the plumber, an actual plumber, come over. And guess what? We hadn't checked it in a couple of days. It stopped leaking now. And he said the plumber said he'd seen that before, and he kind of laughed, and so he
Probably
said, "Call
saying
me."
That to make me feel better.
Yeah, he said, "Call me when it starts leaking." I'm like, okay. So who knows? That's as temperamental as anything, that sink.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah.
It's evil and should be stopped.
So I got up because Brad was like chomping at the bit. He has been tracking this package that had his grinder in it. And, he gets like a little kid, and I'm like, about 10 o'clock, the UPS guy shows up. It was about 5 till 10, the UPS guy showed up. And I did get in some black gesso, which I'm excited about. I got in some modeling plaster, because I'm starting to use that more on my paintings. I love the 3D effect it gives, and the texture you can do and stuff with it. And then I got in some varnish for acrylic paint specifically, that I'm going to be doing more of a heavier coat on some stuff. So, right, honey? So, anyway, it's been a good day, and it made me. The only thing that kind of made me it didn't make me. Well, it made me a little sad, and I'm sure Brad probably thought of it too. That I wish that his mom was able to. She deteriorated enough that she doesn't understand a lot of stuff. And I think this is probably something that Brad would have liked to have shared with her. Even talking to her on the phone and stuff, about making this, because she has a lot of fond memories of watching her father make the linguiça. We didn't actually really make. I guess we kind of did. No, we didn't. We didn't. I don't care for the wine and stuff in. Well, I just think because that specific wine that we used the time before this in the linguiça, I didn't care for it. It made it pretty sweet to me.
See, I didn't notice the sweet.
No, and then, but I like this stuff a little bit better. I don't know. Then you've made better linguiça.
Yeah.
And stuff, and like you said, it's just kind of playing around with ingredients and stuff.
And this batch was just way too salty.
This batch that we made today?
No, the linguiça I made.
Oh, yeah, it was, and he cut the salt by about half.
Yeah.
But but yeah, it's been a good day, and we kind of had a station. We had two TV trays out there and a couple chairs, and we had a great big oscillating fan, and and I'm gonna take a shower tonight because I just feel sticky. So anyway, I love you guys, and I do cherish your friendship so much, and I think you guys are awesome. I am doing comments tomorrow, but I know that I made a video about a very sad thing that happened to a dog, and I am not going to read comments about that because I've said my piece on it, and I have read you guys' comments, and I appreciate what you guys have said and stuff. If you want me to reply to it, send me an email. My email address is always below, and I will reply to you privately. But it's just, I'd rather just let that just simmer out and just, and, there's not anything we can do about it now, guys. There wasn't anything we could do about it really then. We didn't own the dog. So, that's all I have to say. But, say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.